Well, the government shutdown has come to an end. President Trump signing the funding package at the White House last night, formally ending the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. The legislation extends funding for most agencies until January 30th and includes 3 full-year funding bills for other parts of the government. Most Democrats oppose the legislation since it does not address expiring health care tax credits that were at the center of the party's shutdown demands. As part of the deal with Republicans, though, Senate Democrats were promised a vote on the issue by mid-December, setting the stage for the next major fight in Congress. All right, a tough scenario is developing for Minnesota's hemp industry right now. The government funding bill included a provision to make intoxicating hemp products federally illegal. Fox 9's Corin Hoggard is live at Utapils Brewing. And so, Corin, how is the change going to impact Minnesota breweries and liquor stores?
Yeah, Kelsey, it's basically going to make a big chunk of their business disappear overnight in a year when and if this law takes effect. It basically takes all THC that is derived from hemp in these beverages and edibles off the market. And there is a caveat there that, you know, in states with legalized cannabis like Minnesota, the products could still be sold, but only at licensed cannabis retailers. There is an entirely different set of rules and laws that make it basically impossible to sell at that point at places like liquor stores and breweries.
You're not going to be able to go to your local liquor store. You're not going to be able to walk in and pay on credit card. You're not going to have the ease of the category that exists today in a safe, age-gated, regulated environment like we have today.
I think people have already noticed the number of closures of small breweries in Minnesota. Without THC, there would have been considerably more.
All right, so Corin, he's saying that more breweries will close without the THC beverages to make and sell. How much of their business is wrapped up in the hemp-derived THC drinks?
Yeah, it's quite a bit, actually, here at Utapils. It's more than 15% of their business that is wrapped up in the THC beverages. And that's pretty true for almost all of Minnesota breweries at this point. A lot of them have gotten into that business as the number of beer sales have been declining. And that happened before THC beverages, but these beverages have been a lifeline that kept a lot of them open. A lot of these breweries actually sell their own THC beverages. They also can THC beverages for national brands that go across the country and get sold at liquor stores like Top 10 Liquors. Here at Utapils, they even invested heavily this year in some faster canning equipment because this was the one growing part of their business. But now that investment may end up being a waste.
So the bill passed yesterday. Is there any way to reverse the restrictions on hemp as they stand right now?
Yeah, probably not without an entirely new law. And there are people in the industry who are pushing for a new law that would include a lot of regulations to address safety concerns that some of the lawmakers said that they had, which include minors getting a hold of cannabis products, people who are already intoxicated getting a hold of these products. Those are things that Minnesota does a good job of regulating already. They are pushing for this. But, you know, I've talked to a lot of these folks, and they have varying levels of hope for their industry going forward. I can't say that many of them, even maybe any of them, have more than a 50% chance in their head, in their hopes, that this business will still exist in 1 year.
All right, Corin Hoggard, it's an issue that we'll continue to follow and see what happens at Utapils Brewing tonight. Thanks for that update.